Faywhat? That's me. What's going on, guys? It's your girl Faye. So, episode 2 of the Lword Generation Q just wrapped up, and I was at the edge of my seat. I'm so glad to have the girls back. I know you guys are too, right? I mean, in a way, it's like nostalgic because it gets you thinking, like, where were you 10 years ago when we were watching the L Word? Who were we with? Are we still with that same girl that we were watching back then? I'm not, and you're probably not either, but it's just one of those things where it's like it's old friends and we're happy to have them back, and they brought some new friends, and they are adding to the drama and the craziness of this lesbian life that we live, and I for one am enjoying every second. So lots to get to, a lot going on this episode. So it started off with a little backstory 2 years ago of when Alice and Nat first got together, actually when they were gonna have sex for the first time, and all of a sudden somebody starts knocking on the door like crazy, and they're like, "Well, did you order Postmates or is that Amazon?" Because I don't know about your Amazon people, but our Amazon people in Florida knock on the door like it's like boom, 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 boom. You must have this package right now. Anyway, it was not. It was the one, the only Gigi knocking on the door and going crazy on Nat. And then when she saw that Alice was there as well, she decided to go grab a hammer and hammer a nail to the front door and put her wedding ring on it. Now you're like, oh my God, wow. But then you end up finding out that it was Gigi actually who did cheat on Nat, which ended their relationship. So it was not an Alice thing that broke them up. But it was good to see the backstory on that, right? We also meet Tess, and Tess is like this badass girl that works at this bar that Shane decides to go with Finley to take our mind off the fact that she just got served with divorce papers from the famous Kiara, that we still don't know what she looks like. We still don't know anything more about her, but we know that she made Shane commit. So she's got to be an amazing individual, right? And you just know that she's uber hot. She just has to be. I can't wait to find out what she looks like. I can't wait to find out her attitude. I can't wait to find out just anything about her. But for right now, all we have is her name and that she has served Shane with divorce papers. So on that note, Shane needed a drink. So she takes Finley to this bar that I guess used to be a lesbian bar 10 years ago, but now it's just like this straight bar in LA. And during all the craziness, a drunk patron tries to hurt the bartender, which is this really pretty curly haired girl that is also Tess's girlfriend that you later find out. And so in the melee, who throws this patron down to the floor? Miss Shane. I didn't know that she had those muscles under that 80-pound exterior. But yeah, she threw this guy down to the floor, and the bartender was super appreciative of it. And I don't know, I saw like sparks fly, but again, she is with this other woman, Tess. So they get to talking about how the bar used to be a gay bar 10 years ago, and that they had hoped that maybe somebody would buy it so they can rent it. So I personally think that Shane is going to use some of those millions that she got from selling all her salons and is going to buy this bar and turn it back into a lesbian bar. We need another planet place in the L Word Generation Q. So since the planet is closed, so they've got to have something like that, right? So I think that's where that's going to go with that storyline, and we'll see soon in the next coming episode. We also get to find out more about Micah. Micah is the cutie boy that lives with the girls, with Sophie and Danny, and so we find out that Micah is trans. He's not too ready to share his backstory or share his upbringing, but he takes the cutie, sexy, hunky new male neighbor out to dinner, and he uses a gift card. Ain't no shame in that. He had a gift card, and it was $100. Why not? Anyway, the neighbor was super cool about it, and they end up having sex in the pool that night. So Micah got laid, and I, for one, can't stop looking at that cute mole that he's got on his forehead. I think he's adorable, and I can't wait to find out more about him. Now, Danny is now working for Bet, as you guys all know, and Danny is telling Bet, spill the beans, tell me anything else that could happen, especially since on episode 1, you saw that in that public forum, they blew out of the water about Bet's past with Felicity, and Felicity being a married woman to a man, and that Bet had an affair with her. So Danny is like, okay, just tell me everything else just in case anything pops up in the future. And Bet is forthright with everything, says that she's been to jail. Oh, do you remember when she went to jail? Oh, Bet in jail. Take that in for a second. Yum. She also tells her about how she cheated on Tina, and also how Jenny had killed herself in her pool in her residence in the past. So she comes clean with that. I and they decide to bring Felicity in so they can take on the social media and take on the public and the general media head on about that scandal. So I love what Danny's bringing to the table with Bet, and I think she's a powerhouse. Now Danny also decides to tell her father in one lump sum that morning before the poor man gets to have a colada or anything. She tells him, "Yeah, I'm gonna go work for Bet. I'm done working for you because I don't believe in all the stuff that you believe in and all the pharma companies making all this money and this horrible crisis that's going on." And then in that same breath, she decides to tell him, "Oh, by the way, Papi, I proposed to Sophie." I don't think he came to terms with the fact that his beautiful daughter is gay, and I don't think that he was ready for all that information before his morning coffee. And so El Señor stormed out, and unfortunately, Danny was left alone in that office. And we just know that she just looked heartbroken by her daddy. But many of us know what that's like, right? So Alice, what else is going on with Alice? Alice had a huge, major meeting, and where the networks brought in this guy to make her more happy lesbian and less serious, serious like get on the platform kind of lesbian. And of course, who would they bring in? A man. Go figure. Guy looks like a pain in the butt. We'll see what else he brings to the table. Like I said, not so great addition. But we'll see how he's supposed to make Alice's life miserable because, of course, that's his job, right? And during that meeting, they are interrupted by Finley, who says that one of Alice's soon-to-be stepchildren is sick, so she's got to go get him because the other mother is unavailable. And so, of course, she says, "I'm going to go get Shane to do this because there's no way I'm going to go pick up a pukey kid by myself." And she takes that under her hands, and she can't believe how good Shane is with children, and you can just see that, because what, Shane's like a child herself, right? I think that's what it is. But um, it was quite interesting how that was and how comfortable Shane was around the little pukey kid. Maybe that has something to do with Kiara. I guess we'll have to find that out. Finley, we got more. We still don't know too much about Finley. I mean, aside from she's super comfortable at Shane's house and she seems to be moving in quite fine. She told her that she might be staying there 2 or 3 weeks, but why put that finality on the time that she's going to be there? So I think she's going to be around for a while. During a rendezvous with somebody that she met at that bar with Shane, she has some kind of attack. We're not really sure what kind of attack, if it was a panic attack or an asthma attack. They don't go into much about it, but let's see. So more will be revealed, right? Sophie and Danny had their engagement party, and it was super cute, and there was a lot of friends and loving family there. Noticeably absent was Danny's father. I don't think anybody expected him to be there, right, guys? But we got to meet a lot of Sophie's family, and they all seemed so beautiful and genuine and Latino, baby. There was a lot of food going on in that engagement party, and it warmed my heart, honestly. The episode ended with Felicity meeting Bet under the moonlight on a park bench somewhere. And Felicity said, "I'm glad you called." And Beth said, "I'm glad I did too." Felicity said to her, "I miss you." And she said, "I missed her too," that she missed her as well. And they held hands. I swore that I saw a wedding ring on one of their hands. I can't be sure. I guess we'll have to stay tuned to see what it is that Crazy Faye saw. But that was how episode 2 ended. I can't wait for episode 3. Trailer for 3 shows Alice hanging out with both Gigi and Nat. It seems like she wants their friendship to be rekindled. Alice, don't do it! Not a good idea! Exes should not be friends! Okay, I don't want to get hate mail about that. I know there's always lesbians that are best friends with their exes and nothing's gone wrong and there's been no drama ever. Sure. Not yet. Anyway, stay tuned for more Faywhat. Make sure you subscribe today and tell your friends. There'll be a lot more videos to come, more stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a single video. So, see you soon on Faywhat!